welcome to your postnatal recovery session 2. So I'm hoping you've mastered all the exercises from part 1, because we're now going to build up on what we've learned in the first session. Props we'll need is probably the Oxford Dictionary or a selection of blocks, something to put in between your ankles again for the risers, so a toy or a ball or a block will do, and the big pillow, so nothing really outrageous for the time being. Okay, let's get started. We're going to have a standing setup as well again. So soften the knees, either let your arms hang or place them on your leg folds, and we're going to go breathe in. Exhale, zip up and hollow pelvic tilt, and release. Just a few more. So the first ones, make the movement quite large. Big pelvic tilts. And then gradually make them smaller and smaller. So you might just want to breathe naturally throughout, just keep your core engaged for about 30%. So make them smaller and smaller until you just pendle to the front and the back of your natural pelvis alignment. We should talk about the natural pelvis alignment as well. If you imagine your pelvis as a bowl, like this, a salad bowl, and it's full of water, okay? So imagine the salad bowl sitting in here. So when I'm tilting, there would be water spilling out either end. So if I'm tilting my pelvis anteriorly, we're looking at the rim of the pelvis, so this is the salad bowl, I'm tilting it anteriorly forwards, then the water would be gushing out to the front and my belly goes out. Okay? If I'm tucking under, so that's a posterior tilt, the water would be running out the back. So your tilt wants to be where it's level, so no spillages. So that's a really good key point. Yeah? So there into that absolute balance, and that means I quite strongly need to engage my core. Excellent, so keeping that in mind, we're going to do a spinal rotation. So last week we did it with the hands in prayer position. Today we're going to be a sailor. Okay, so this is a sailor's arm position. Now what I don't want to see is just moving the arms from side to side. Okay, you want to keep the relationship between your shoulders and your elbows. So your elbows are roughly in front of your shoulders. So no changing that angle. Otherwise it's exactly the same. So headlights forward, headlights shining forwards. You zip up and hollow, start rotating from the lower spine. And that needs a lot of control and focus because everybody will want to do that. So maybe do it with your eyes closed and just really tune in. It's difficult with the arms in that position, but it's just to give you a little bit of variety. And again, you know, if this is not working for you, just bring your arms back into prayer position. Letting the head be nice and free. I'm going to do 2 more in each direction. Checking that the headlights stay forward. Again, pushing the same headlight forward as the direction that you're going. And the last set. Good, release. We're going to go straight to a side bend, so breathing in. Again, imagine you've got the wall behind you, bending up and over. Breathing in, exhale, zip up and hollow. So either stick with that, or you can add an arm. So we're going to float one arm to the side, keeping the shoulder down. So that's the same as your arm floats as we did in session 1. Just you're going to do it with one arm. So floating the arm up, breathing in, and bending up and over to the side. So that just gives you a little bit more leverage as you bend over. Important thing to note here is that the relationship between arm and head stays the same, so you don't want to see this as you bend to the side. You might need to practice in front of the mirror. And breathing in. Exhale, zip up and hollow, and visualize the bowl of water in your pelvis. No spilling. So with the arm up there, it's a much stronger side bend, isn't it? We're going to do 2 more sets. Breathing in. Keeping the shoulders nice and wide. And then try and stand really tall as you come back up. Breathing in. Exhale. As if you want to grow your spine out of that water bowl. Like watercress, grows really fast, isn't it? So be a strand of watercress. I've never used that example before, that just came totally out of the blue. Excellent. We're going to go straight into our roll downs on the wall. So we're going to do a few in the middle as we did, and then we're going to add on to the side, or some slightly diagonal. I'm just going to talk you through. So it's again, you're going to do a slight spinal rotation with your back against the wall. Your hips can't move because you're against the wall. And then it's the same roll down. You just go slightly to the side, which gives a lovely stretch on the opposite side of the back on your quadratus lumborum, which might be really tight. Okay, so I'll see you at the wall. Okay, so imprinting your lower spine, standing nice and tall. We're just going to do 2 or 3 plain roll downs in the center, so you choose the tempo that you want. So nodding chin to chest, rolling down 1 vertebra at a time, making sure the arms are nice and relaxed. Finding where the difficult zone is, maybe slowing down there, bending your knees. And then all the way down. Relax at the bottom and then breathe in. Exhale, zip up hollow, really pull that tummy in, that makes all the difference. And rolling out. And check your knee alignment. You can see really well where they are, so your feet should be nice and parallel and your kneecaps should be pointing forward. We'll do 1 more. So with parallel feet, it's actually the second toe pointing right forward, not the big toe. So from knee to second toe should be a nice straight line, or the nearest best option. Again, zip up and hollow, and coming back up. So hopefully you practice loads of roll downs. It's really good to do it first thing in the morning because the back's generally very stiff. So if you want to do some more in the center, just pause the video and just keep rolling. We're going to do some sideways ones now. So I'm going to rotate slightly to the side. So one shoulder blade's on the mirror, the other one's off. And then it's the same thing, but make sure that your lower spine stays on, which comes back to that hip alignment. Lower spine is on, shoulder is slightly off. Don't stress to get it off, just off. And then roll down towards the side. And just let your arms hang. That front arm sort of sometimes doesn't know where it wants to be, so it seems to be in the way. So just let it flobbly wobbly. Tuck under, bend your knees more. And rolling all the way down. At the bottom again, zip up and hollow, rolling up. Now obviously you're only sort of having one side of the spine on the floor, so, but still sort of mentally apply these sort of one vertebra at a time. And then we're going to go to the other side, so rotate and rolling down. Nice and slow, maybe bend the knees lower. You might find you don't want to roll down all the way. I mean, for me, this is a massive stretch here. I'm actually quite happy just hovering here and breathing into that stretch. So you decide, just listen to your body. Sometimes you're just tuning in it's the best thing you can do. I mean, I might say things, but you might think, oh God, no, actually, just the right spot. I'm going to stay there, and that's fine. Listen to your body. And coming back up. So I'm going to do one more either side, and again, if you want to do more of them, just pause and keep rolling. Or put it into your morning routine. Or try it out in the morning and then do it again in the afternoon, and you'll find a big difference. Just like to point out, it is quite early in the morning. It's around 8 o'clock on a Sunday, so this is the first thing I'm doing, so it's quite stiff. And I'll do one more. Excellent. So another really good one is a flat back stretch. I obviously have got the bar here, which works really well. You can do this on the window ledge or kitchen table, or you might have a banister. Okay. Again, it's just you hang on it, and all your vertebrae just getting a lot of space in between. So you want to have your legs nice and wide, hands on the bar, banister, table, whatsoever, and you then put your feet close in to the wall, and you just hang. Nothing much you need to do. Again, this is another one that builds up onto lots of exercises, but let gravity take over and just allow your spine to stretch out. Garden fence might do as well, play park. In the car, if you wind the window down and use the car door to hang on, that works. And then gently push your bum from side to side. If you're really, really tight, you might have to bend your knees, okay? Or just play around with circling round. Again, this is another one where you need to listen to your body. Just try some things out. What you're getting is more length in between each vertebra, which feels wonderful. Okay, coming back up. Okay, we're going to do our rises. I'm going to use a block as a reference today, so I'm going to have it in between my ankles. So soft knees and bend, straighten, really zip up and hollow and rise. And lower. Well, just keep going. Keep your arms down or to the side, or still you might need to hold on to something. You can try it with your arms in different positions, so bring them to the side. So remember they're in peripheral vision. If you wiggle your fingers, you should see them. Or bring your arms all the way up, so you're working your shoulders at the same time. Or you can turn it into a move altogether, so bend and straighten and rise. And lower, and one more, bend and straighten and rise and lower. So that's quite a lot to coordinate. Let's try the rises in turn out. So a little bit more than a 90-degree angle, squeezing the heels together, and same thing, bend knees and straighten, really zip up and hollow, squeeze the glutes, and whoops. You see my ankles just go, lost my posture, and rise, and bend, and straighten, and rise, and lower. I've got really wobbly ankles this morning, and bend. Use your pelvic floor. Think about that straw. That's better, and rise, and lower. Optional, you've got your arms, bend, and straighten, and rise, and lower, one more, and bend, and straighten, and rise, and lower. Okay, Okay, quick calf stretch. We've discussed that last session, so nice and parallel. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side. Checking for parallel, tuck under, and 1, you might have to hinge, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent. So with our risers, we've just done some arm floats. Sideways, we're now going to float the arms forward. So bend knees and floating the arms forward. That's palms facing. And now from there, allow them to float back into that fat V shape. And same thing down. Okay, so the arms come forward, the shoulder blades don't stay quite that wide, they're sort of open but come round. So I just want you to feel the difference there. And then they need to widen again. So your arms widen, but your shoulder blades also widen. Tuning into those shoulder blades. Close your eyes if you want. I always find if I close my eyes, I can feel things much better. Again, finding where is that point where the shoulders do want to rise up. So my point is there, they want to come up. So I'm going to mentally push them down, relax, and float the arms up. Okay, so it's that sort of a balance between relaxation and engaging muscles. What's usually happening is we are engaging the wrong muscles to do things. So there's stabilizers that we use as mobilizers and the other way around, and that's when things go wrong. Okay? So just engage your core, let the shoulder blades be soft, soft, soft. Push them down, but let them be soft and float your arms up. Okay, we're going to go straight into the dumb waiter because we've done that. So shoulder blades down, this is when we work them hard. Push them down, engage your core, and open and extend. Again, there should be in peripheral vision, and rotate. Elbows in, and again. And rotate. In, and recover. We just do 4 more. And open. Feel those shoulder blades. Extend the arms. Again, they don't have to be fully straight, and just energy through. And rotate. And leading in the elbows. And 2 more. And the last one. Okay, so we've done a lot of shoulder blade work already, so just bring the shoulders up and down. Okay, so that's elevation and depression, or simply up and down. And then we've also got protraction and retraction. So protraction is the shoulders falling forward. Retraction is when the shoulder blades meet and greet in the back. So generally, we need to work a lot on down and retraction. Yeah, so the shoulder blades get that work out. Because most of us that are working sitting down, we're all like this. If you're now sitting down, breastfeeding, playing, you're very much like this with a lot of this. So that's what we want to correct. Down and open. You might remember in one of the videos I said, imagine it's got an extra eye sitting here. So rather than having a little squinty eye, it wants to be a bright eye. Okay? So what we want to do is push them down and retract. And then we're going to have our arms here. Okay? Relax and push down, retract, let the arms open. Now danger with that is, again, as you retract, your bum might want to come out because the core is weak. So really keep that under control. We're going to use this for our squats today. So have the legs wider, soft, and you're going to push the arms down, retract. So you should really feel your shoulder blades. You can also feel a chest stretch. And in that position, we're going to do a squat. So squat and squeeze. And 2. And 3. And 4. Really work the core as you come in. And 5. Squeeze the glutes. and 6, and 7, go for 10, and 8, and 9, hold the last one. Now I want you to imagine your fingers are endless, your middle finger reaches long, 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 long. And your spine is long, so from tailbone through the top of your head, reach everything long. Zip up hollow, lengthen more, and relax. Well done, so that's really excellent for the upper back. We're now gonna go down onto the floor. Okay, so on the floor you will need handy your pillow, and maybe you need one of the blocks or your Oxford dictionary, so just have it on hand. Right, we're gonna lie on our backs, and we're gonna start with our pelvic tilts, but with squeezing the pillow, okay? And you can add the baby if you want, that's optional. Come on, Annie, you have been silent the whole session. Okay, so we're going to do a good old pelvic tilts. I don't need to explain much more because we've already done them. The only thing that's different now, you're having to squeeze the pillow, which will make it a lot harder. Okay, so we're just going to go for 6 pelvic lifts with pillow squeeze. So breathing in. Exhale, zip up and hollow. Imprint, squeeze bum, and rolling up. And rolling down. And already for me, just simply with a pillow in there, I'm squeezing in, my spine doesn't articulate that much. So I really have to fine tune in. So, imprint, really imprint, squeeze bum, and then send the pubic bone up. And down. So if you find your spine's really not articulating, do take the pillow out. I know for some people that works really well because it adds the additional inner thigh work. For me personally, I would probably do it without the pillow and then do a different exercise for inner thigh work because I feel like I can't really articulate. However, I'm going to keep persevering. So that's 3 more. Now I think it's warmed up to the occasion. Again, there's a lot of brain power involved. And 2 more. Down, and the last one. Imprint, back to front, full wrap, zip up hollow, squeeze bum. Yes, I personally should do this more. It did warm up to an occasion. You know, this is a certain exercise you don't really like, you're not really good at, you tend to avoid it. I think I'm avoiding these ones. Okay, put the pillow to the side. Last week or last session we've learned single knee folds. We're now going to do double knee folds. So let's do 4 single knee folds first, just remember what it was. So you're in a soft imprint, zip up and hollow, float one leg up. Remember 90-degree angles and placing the leg back down, toe heel. And breathe in. Exhale, zip up hollow. Breathe in. Exhale, zip up, hollow to lower. 1 more time each side. Then, exhale, zip up, hollow to lower. Okay, now double knee fold does exactly what it says. It's both legs, but they're going to come up 1 leg at a time, not both together at the same time. You might find that you really struggle with lifting that second leg, and I'm going to give you a little adaptation for that one. Okay, so we're going to do the proper version first. So breathe in, exhale, zip up and hollow, come to a single knee fold. Then you need to imprint more, really hold everything together, float the second leg up. Number 3 is the hardest part, so you super imprint and bring the first leg down. That's really hard, even for people that are not postnatal. And then you put the second leg down and relax. I also find this really hard with just having my hands up here, holding the baby. Normally you would have the arms on the floor, which makes a lot of difference. So let's try the other leg. Make sure you also alternate, so starting with the other leg. So soft imprint, really imprint before the second leg comes up. Hang on to everything you've got. And then relax as the second leg goes down. Now, especially if you had a cesarean, you've got a large abdominal separation, this might be a really tough exercise. So either stick with the singles or put your feet on a block or pillow or the Oxford Dictionary, or it might be a pile of things, so the way up is not that high, okay? Yeah, that's a lot easier. It's also a lot easier to imprint. So if you're struggling, if you feel this is just not sitting right in your stomach muscles yet, be sensible, have an adaptation. Okay, so we're going to do a few more. So just reminding you that step number 3 should be the hardest one. So soft zip up hollow first leg. Engage more, second leg. Engage even more to bring the first leg down. And then the second leg down. Good, we're going to do one more set on each side. So first leg up, second leg up, really hold things, first leg down, second leg down, and the last round. Other leg up, second leg up, control, first leg down, second leg down, and relax, just stretch your legs away from you. And the arms over the head. Just allowing those tummy muscles to stretch. And then walk the feet away from you, so stretching out, pushing the heels away. Okay, if you were working with baby, place baby gently to the side. And just float one knee in. For your hip flexor stretch. It might be that the long leg's wandering out to the side, so make sure it's right underneath you. And then put one arm to the side and it's opposite arm to knee. And you're going to pull the knee gently towards the opposite shoulder. Holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And swapping legs. So just floating it in with both hands, making sure the underneath leg is right underneath you. And then in opposition to the opposite shoulder, holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent. You're going to come to 4-point kneeling. And again, just 2 breaths to stabilize. Breathing in. Exhale, zip up hollow. And again, breathing in. Exhale, zip up hollow. One more, breathing in. Exhale, zip up hollow. Now we've done cat and cow previously. We're now going to do the kitten, which means you're going to try and stay in that zip up and hollow position. So it's a flat back. We simply are going to rock forwards and backwards, trying to keep your back as flat as possible. So you should feel that very strong on your core. You might have to relax in the middle. So breathing in, zip up and hollow, rocking forwards, keeping it engaged and rocking backwards. So listen to your body. You might have to relax in between. or you might be able to just rock forwards and backwards for a period of time. Looks like nothing, it's surprisingly hard. Okay, just a few more. Remember, you can always relax in between. Okay, excellent. We're going to go sideways and we're going to do the full oyster. Baby can join again. There's loads more exercises in the next few sessions where the baby can get more involved, but still we need to sort of build up nice and slowly. Okay, so remember your heels are right underneath your bum and they lie in one long line. So we've done the half oyster. Okay, so hip bones, head glides pointing forward. Half oyster. Now you're going to keep the heels together and you keep the thigh on the floor. Push the underneath heel up. So the heel that's on the ground, push it up so the oyster opens further. And then go back to where you came from and close. So what's happening as you do the full oyster, the hips will want to twist or fall backwards. So we're trying not to let that happen. So it's half oyster. Then you've got that skewer through your hip bones. Hips stay, full oyster. Back to half oyster and lower. And we're going to do 6 more. And 1. And 2. And 3. So by now you probably feel this in your bottom, on the side here somewhere. And 4. And 5. And 6. Okay, relax. Maybe just rub that area a little bit. Bring the knees to 90 and we're going to do a quad stretch. So you can either stay there gently tucked under for your 8 seconds or you can mobilize just circling the leg round. I like the circling motions, but you might prefer to just stay in a gentle stretch. Remember, no longer than 8 to 12 seconds, mild tension. If you're circling, make sure you change directions. And then set up for the oyster on the other side. Here we go. So we're going to do 8 in total. And half, and full, and half, and full. For some reason, the second side is always worse. So if you do this program various times, make sure every other time you start on the other side. There's a few exercises because although you think you're working one side, it's the actually other side is working already. So by the time you come to the second side, it's like, why is this so much worse? I think this was the third one. Focusing on the hips. 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. Really zip it up. Remember that shoelace in between your hip bones. And the last one, I've rocked backwards, I've seen that. 8. There we go. Good, legs in and quad stretch. Mild tension or circling. I usually go for 4 circles in each direction. And the other way around. we're going to come lying onto our front to do the diamond press. Okay, so again, if that's uncomfortable for the boobs, I'll think of an alternative. Okay, so you're going to have your arms in a sort of diamond shape in front of you. And find your best leg position, so either turned in and pigeon-toed or turned out and a little bit wider. We're going to start off with just a few zip up and hollows to remind ourselves. So breathing in, exhale, zip up and hollow, pushing the pubic bone down into the ground. Hips and tummy should come off the ground, or at least the feeling as if. And release. We're going to do 2 more. Breathing in, exhale, zip up, hollow, squeeze the glutes, pubic bone into the ground, tummy and hip bones off. And relax. And again, breathing in, exhale, zip up, hollow, pubic bone, squeeze, bum, and then I want you to push your shoulder blades down towards your heels. So the triangular bits, you know, your shoulder blades are triangular point bit pushes down towards the heels. Breathing in, exhale, zip up, hollow, tummy off, push shoulder blades down and press into your elbows. And release. So you should feel a really strong engagement around your shoulder girdle. Breathing in, exhale, zip up, hollow, push the shoulder blades down, push into your elbows, then lengthen and take your eye line off the ground. So you're really feeling the shoulder blades. It's not a back bend where everything hangs through. If you imagine you've got a red line on the floor, so your eye line will be just looking along that red line, not breaking the neck. You should be in a natural alignment. Let's practice a few more. So breathing in, exhale, zip up, hollow, pubic bone, tummy off, bum engaged, shoulders pushed down, pushing into the elbows, lengthen, taking the eye line along that line, and my eye line sort of stops about here. And release back down. So I'm going to do 3 more. Obviously that also happens in one go, but I can't really say it fast enough. So zip up on hollow, bum, shoulders, elbows, lengthen. Again, it's not about how high you come up, it's about how engaged are your shoulder blades and how long can you make your spine. Okay, so if these ones are working okay for you, do a few more. If your breasts are tender, I'm now going to give you the alternative. So you probably want to sit on a pillow or a block or blanket, making sure you're sitting there right on your sitting bones. So if you put a hand underneath, you should be feeling your sitting bone. There we go. Sit nice and tall, so it's one line from your shoulders through your sitting bones. Hold on to the knees. And you sort of do the same thing. You send the shoulder blades down towards the ground, and then imagine you're wearing some beautiful jewellery and you're lifting that jewellery up towards the ceiling, pushing the shoulder blades down. Yeah. So my eye line gazes from forward to where the ceiling meets the wall. So not breaking there. It's just an upper back shoulder engagement with a high release. So breathing in. Exhale, zip up and hollow, push the shoulder blades down and raise your eye line and lift your chest gently towards the ceiling. Alright, and again. And then you can take your arms to this position. That's the same position that we had for a squat. Yeah, so shoulder blades are really engaged now. The only difference is that I'm also having my high release. And release. So that's your options for the tender breast. Okay, we're going to come back up to standing for the finish of the class. So you can either do the standing finish without your baby, or if you would like to practice holding the baby in good position, you can do that as well. So again, we're going to focus on what we've done at the beginning of the class. Things that go wrong when you hold baby, we instantly lean back because of the extra weight. So just making sure if you hold baby, it's in the middle, and you've got your shoulders in line with your hips, so softening the knees. And just remember that water bowl. And do some gentle pelvic tilts until your pelvis settles into neutral. I think especially with holding baby, this is all tense in the upper body. So hold it, but see whether you can relax with it. Okay, very nice. And then just stay in the middle. And then just focus on your feet. So you should be feeling all 10 toes on the ground, the ball of your foot and the heel on your foot. So they're making a tripod, heel and the point behind the big toe, the point behind the little toe. Even weight distribution. And as staying on there, you can just gently rock forwards and backwards. So that's no pelvic tilting, you're just rocking forwards and backwards gently like a plank. Making sure that you stay in a plumb line. So again, it's not a huge movement, it's very subtle. But just subtly engage your pelvic floor and your core. And then try the same thing side to side. Again, try and stay in one line. Imagine you're a broomstick, just gently swaying from side to side. There will be no bending. Good, and then take it round in circles. And as you do that, make sure you don't spill any water from your pelvis bowl. And see whether you can grow your spine. And then coming back to center. Because if you're not holding the baby, you could float your arms up. Otherwise, we'll just bend and rise, finding that balance. And lower. Let's do that one more time. Then let's see whether we can stand up in that balance a little bit longer. So really focusing, engage everything, and we're going to hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and lower. And we're going to try one-legged balance, so we haven't done that yet. So if you're really wobbly on your legs, just bring your legs a little bit closer together and just raise the heel of one foot off the ground. Again, apply the same principles. Pelvic bowl is in neutral. You might be able to just rest on the big toe. If you're really good with balancing, then just let the leg float off. And allow your body to soften. Stay engaged, but soften. Imagine you give all that soft, relaxed energy into your baby. And then try the other side. Easy balance first, just peel the heel off, focus on your pelvis bowl, onto the big toe, you might be there, that's fine, and if you can, float the leg up. And then relax the leg back down. Well done, I hope you enjoyed this session. There's quite a lot of new stuff in there and it needs practicing. So do this session as many times as you need to before you move on, and I'll see you in session 3. Bye!